All right, we are back out here at the Honda test flight facility, and we're going to be doing another flight test with Develop Air, but not to test out any new Develop Air features. We have some new bug fixes we're testing out in the iVue RC app. And let's go ahead and get the radio connected. We'll go ahead, set Develop Air, and get right to it. Specifically, there are some issues with the landing not working as part of a Waypoint mission, as we saw, and had to fly it over with the controller yesterday to complete the mission. I could have also hit the land button on the iVue RC app as well, but again, I wanted to fly it back closer to me. And so today we'll be trying to return to the initial launch point for a mission, as well as land at a different point and see if both of those features work as they should. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My oh my, what a wonderful day. No, we're not in Africa. You will not get me to do my memes again. I will behave. All right, here we go. GPS acquired. Let's go over to the mission tab, select add a mission, place the first waypoint. And Mohit, this is probably a good feature to add. Let's make it so if I set the waypoint altitude for waypoint 1, or the altitude for waypoint 1, I guess better said, to 10 feet or 15 feet, it should be now the default altitude for the next waypoint. So for instance, if I set waypoint 1 to 20 feet, and then now here waypoint 2 should automatically be an altitude of 20 feet. I am going to change that to 25 feet though, just cause I can. And I was instructed not to fly that way, so let's actually fly back over here, and then we're going to fly kind of towards the corner there, and then back over behind you. I was instructed to avoid the sun to get better footage. Like that's helpful. 25. Go up to 30 feet. And we'll then come back roughly to where it is, but not exactly to where it is, and tell it to land there. And yeah, we'll have it come down to 15 feet instead of 10 feet. Let's go ahead, options, land drone at end, and upload mission. We're not ready to arm or take off just yet. One thing that we want to add, Mohit, I'm thinking, is a return to drone screen, and specifically the drone that you're connected to. So right now, technically speaking, you can connect to more than one Develop Air through the iVue RC app, but really operating more than one hasn't really been tested, at least all that much. So that's something we're working towards. But in the meantime, instead of having to, I guess, go back here to drones and then select the arrow here to get back to the drone 1 screen, that again should be an actual profile for the specific base model Develop Air that we have. But in any case, we can see that we are experiencing a bug, I think just on the UI side, where the arm and disarm drone button is toggling back and forth, but there's no arming actually happening, at least that I can tell. But any case, let's go ahead and start Waypoint mission. All right, we're starting. and false alarm. Successfully started the uploaded Waypoint mission. It did not though. I'm going to try pressing that button once more. Okay, I don't know why it didn't work the first time. We'll have to see if that's a problem again for the next mission. That could have just been a one-off sort of bug or glitch. Guess more to look into though. All right, it's coming down. And will it land? Stick the landing for a 10 out of 10. All right, 10 out of 10. And I wasn't following along as I probably should have, but we could see the mission is now completely in orange, or the line that developer flew for the mission is completely in orange, signifying that it followed it along as it should have. But let's go ahead and see if we can upload a new mission and have it return back to the exact landing point that it started at, or the exact home point it started at. So options, we're going to delete mission, add a mission, and let's go ahead and I guess we should really, I think that delete mission just deletes it from the iVue RC UI. We should really have a similar functionality to what exists in Q ground control. It exists to some degree in Mission Planner, actually clearing the mission from the vehicle. So in this case, when we upload the mission to develop air, it will reside on there until we upload a new mission. And quite frankly, I'm not sure if it still resides on there, but then you just, when you start a Waypoint mission, it starts the most current or most recent mission uploaded, or if it's overridden and actually replaced. But in any case, it's not updating here on the UI, which I guess is kind of nice to see the last mission you just flew if you did accidentally delete it and want to, recreate it. But it is kind of odd to see the last Waypoint mission while creating a new one. Not necessarily a bug, maybe not even a problem, but just something that I'm not used to, and no one else probably is either, I guess. All right. I think we're going to be flying over Brian there, our camera operator. So let's fly back here. An altitude of 15 feet. Altitude of 20 feet. And we'll complete the triangle. 15 feet. Oh, actually, nope. We want to move this. I might have screwed myself placing the waypoint. So, okay, never mind. You just got to zoom in a little bit more. I'm special. All right, then we'll have it fly there. Pause for 10 seconds. And you know what? We'll have it do a little rotation, because why not? We'll have it come back end first. And then options, return to takeoff, upload, and back. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. All right, it's taking off. Wow, Brian, one job, I totally gave you enough heads up. All right, so it's pausing just as it should. We got a Bystander checking out our work here, checking out developer. It's like, that's the greatest, most beautiful drone I've ever seen. All right, and because I can, let's go ahead, make sure the gamepad's connected, and I'm going to verify that the arm and disarm button is working even though there's a UI glitch. It may be more than a UI glitch, but let's find out. Going to set developer into Loiter mode, I'm selecting arm, and then taking off manually with the controller. And taking off manually with the controller. And taking off manually with it. All right, so the arm and disarm button is more than a UI glitch right now. There's actually a problem here, but let me go ahead and try to fly drone, arm and fly drone, and just have it take off to 10 feet and then switching it over into Loiter mode. All right. So there's a workaround if this is ever an issue in the production version of the iVue RC app. All right, this might be our last video over at our Honda flight field facility. Getting asked politely to not film here. I mean, we have to go all the way to the drone park or another public park to fly? What? That's hearsay. All right, so you have to hold down the throttle, and then I just heard the beep. All right, so I guess, like I said, this might be our last flight here at this flight test facility. It seems like we are no longer welcome. Not that we were ever really welcome. We just made ourselves welcome. So you'll probably see us out at the Fowler Park, a local park near us, or our drone park near us for our next video. Maybe outside the office if we're flying the Developer Micro, but needless to say, be on the lookout for more updates to Developer and the iVue RC app and videos coming soon, and you'll catch us, or at least me, in the next one. Peace.